They teach you ethics in high school. They teach you ethics in college. But as soon as you get out in the real world, you learn what people really think about ethics, or ethics in general, the course. That it's for suckers. It's for people who are poor. It's for people who follow the rules. It's for people who take their shopping carts back to the actual proper receptacle at 2 a.m. outside of Walmart when no one else is in the parking lot and just doesn't drive off. But that's not the case for everybody. And so there used to be a time in this country, or a time on this planet, where if your policies were terrible, if your poll numbers were terrible, or if you started one of the most unpopular wars since Vietnam, and you had a 33% approval rating, which was actually 15% approval rating, and that 15% approval rating was for everybody over 70 and up. You can't make this up. You change your policy. You don't do that stuff anymore. You stop blowing up buildings in the Middle East and running gas prices up for funsies, right? No. What you do is you fake an active shooter duty. You fake an active shooter event at a White House Correspondence Dinner that you never go to and you made no plans to go to, but it turns out the shooter paid $3,000 for a hotel 4 months prior to you even announcing it, and I guess just, winged it. Just a coincidence, everybody. Nothing to see here, noobs. Move along. These aren't the Georgia you're looking for. Well, I'm going to break it down. This is the Georgia you're looking for. And it's actually funny because we brought the receipts, and it wouldn't be a daily Enigma show if the receipts weren't absolutely redonkulous, right? My name is Joseph. I'm one of your hosts. This handsome looking fellow over my shoulder is Uncle Jay from Uncle Jay's Urban Legends, Uncle Jay's 11 Dog Media, and also known affectionately around the roller skating ring up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, as Jay Boogie. Jay Boogie, welcome to the show tonight, buddy. How you doing, son? Man, it's coming back. It's coming back, man. Hey, you still got it, bro. Oh, yeah. Believe. I wasn't much of a roller skater growing up, Jay, but you've seen me get down on rollerblades, and you know I can skate those swimming pools, man. I got it, right? Anyways, enough talking about me, Jay. Jay, how was your weekend, big guy? How was your weekend? Really good, because we're about to peel this onion, son. We're about to peel this onion here, right? Deep. And it's actually hilarious. And I actually got I got the wildest theory that I absolutely positively know is going to come out to be true, right? And we'll get to that as we go along. We'll just save that as we go. Normally we'll talk about two things on this show, like, how politics is made for show, and how Dogman really lives in the Appalachian Mountains. But tonight that's right. We swing that way. We swing that direction. Tonight, however, we're going to strictly talk about a White House correspondence. They've actually changed the name now from assassination tip to active shooter, because 70% of the boomers on Fox News say it was fake. And I bet they didn't see that coming, because they love them boomers. So anyways, Jay, this was not on my bingo card. This was not on my bingo card that a third fake attempt, right? Yeah. So you want to hear something funny too, man? I actually turned down a show a week ago. Literally, we were busy doing this. I got invited to a show. I said, hey, man, it's really not something I would normally talk about, man. I might actually hit on back, man, about how Butler was fake and how the Butler PA thing was a sham, right? And was theater. But you know what? 50-50, maybe. Ask me my percentage on this one, big guy. Ask me my percentage on this. 100. This was the fakest telenovela I've ever seen in my life. This right, bro. You can't, bro. You remember when Jesse Smollett wrote his racism act? How terrible it was. Yo, who is writing these scripts, bro? Who is writing these scripts? Because you need to get fired. Again, it comes back into something that I've talked about here at. What's that? They worked, right? Yeah. You know, do you want to know how my mind works, man, and how I think this plot actually came into existence? J.D. Vance, Trump, Pete Hegseth sent Mark Rubio out into D.C. to get some more blow. These guys were all outside, a bar somewhere buried in a bunker, pounding JD for 2 days straight, and were just doing lines off the table and thought this idea up, man. And the three guys sit around. Yeah, this would be great. This would be great, right? I'll get a magician, a Jewish one, right? Right, yeah. Best idea. All you got to do is sell it, right? And then after that, get every single MAGA influencer to come out at the exact same time within 3 minutes of each other and post. We need to get that ballroom going. Nothing suspicious here. Nothing at all, right? It's not like there's a WhatsApp group chat that there's never to do it, right? So I'll tell you before, yeah. So here's the ballroom. Here's the ballroom extravaganza, guys. Again, you might not know it. There was a. This is Joseph from the Enigma Cast, also AKA the Daily Enigma, coming to you live right now, Monday, time 8 p.m. The President of the United States of America could not finish his pudding because a madman from California tried to do a Naruto run through the lobby, right, and somehow made it all the way to the ballroom doors. 6 shots were fired. No one was injured. However, for some unknown reason, the perpetrator, Henry, whatever his name was, the perpetrator ended up naked in a NASA blanket wrapped around him. And, right? But all the cameramen proved they were made for battles for Games of Thrones because no one moved. No one moved. They all caught it. And somehow J.D. Vance and Erica Kirk knew exactly where the cameras were at and got great headshots and profile shots on the way out, right? Yeah. And Trump got caught watching from the sidelines. What's that? Yeah. Yeah. Because it's ridiculous, man. Yeah, it's ridiculous, right? So here's the obsession with the ballroom, though, right? So, and this is a rabbit hole that people should go down at your own leisure. It's something I've talked about before ad nauseum, and it's actually pretty pathetic. So the ballroom is actually the most expensive ballroom on the planet. And the reason being is $600 million is because underneath that ballroom is going to be a $500 million data center. But that data center is going to be strictly the property of Palantir. If you don't know what Palantir is Trump's favorite spy platform that he likes to use. Basically, it just takes all your data and wraps it up into one. And it's made by this guy named Peter Thiel. Now, Peter Thiel is a homosexual Jewish Zionist who goes around the country in his spare time talking and giving lectures about the Antichrist. Look it up. And right, give it. I don't know, man, but you cannot make this up, man. You cannot make this up. I've been a lot of things in my life. Yeah, right. Yeah. Got to be right. We've been a lot of things in our life, me and this character over here, but one thing I've never been accused of is being the Antichrist or feel the need to tell people, explaining them in a 4-part lecture, why I'm not the Antichrist, right? This guy is, because he has an unhealthy fascination with the Antichrist. And his name, Peter Thiel, is an anagram for the reptile. You can't make it up. You can't make it up, right? Yes, man. Right? Yeah. He's had dinner. He's had sleepovers at May Musk's house with Elon and company back in the day. Bro, yes. They want a ballroom, and Trump wants a ballroom, and they want a ballroom. The demon, BAAL room. That's what they're looking right there, right? Yeah, no. Yeah, no. It's 100% because if you go and look at the last 4 data centers made, one's in Memphis, Tennessee, the other one's in Tel Aviv. I forget where the other 2 were at. They're $600 million. Each and every one of them are $600 million. Pegged, right? That seems to be the price, right? And then you go and look at Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, Sam Altman, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg. They all donated all these Google. They gave him like they all gave him like 500 million. Yeah, because Peter Thiel brought them all together to put this all together. But there was some judge that ruled that they cannot. Who's that? Satan? Oh, that's true. 100%. Yeah, 100%, man. Yeah. So, this got Island Boy's name written all over it, man. Look, yeah. Yep. For sure. 100%, man. 100%, man. So yeah, this has got West Palm Pete written all over it, man. Yeah. See it, man. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Palm Beach Pete. Yeah. So they had a judge, bro. They had a judge come out and say that no, you can't just make aesthetic changes to the White House unless there's a security reason from it. Well, lo and behold, now there's a security reason from it. They don't have a secure place to have that. But anyway, so that's what this is all about, right? Yeah. Yeah, because yeah, so and again, when asked about the ballroom, he repeats his famous apprentice lines: under budget and under under schedule, right? On time, under budget, or whatever. But anyways, so they needed to come up with a reason to get this wheels greased, right? But there's a side of me, man. There's a side of me also too. So I'll get to it. So let's get into it, Jay. Get into the timeline, man. Let's get into that timeline here, man. You run that down, man, and then we'll just pace it as we go, right? Do you have that guy's name, man, in front of you? Cole Allen, right? So it turns out, Jay, that people have came up with 3 events, three logical reasons. Yeah. There's a wheelchair here, man. People are saying that this guy is a time machine, and it's actually a theory that you and I are going to research on Enigma Cast called Preceding theory, which I actually think it is. I actually think it is this. NASA IDF MK Ultra asset theory. But here's the thing about that. We'll get into that in a second. Well, stage, false flag, crisis, actor, angles, right? So those are the 3 things that they go, right? And I'm gonna tell you, I'm on board with one of the 3 as we go along here. So the first theory, Jay, do you know about have you ever heard about this preceding theory before? I hadn't. Not until today, right? But it's actually funny. I went out to do my exercises, man. That's why I'm looking like a carrot right now. I spent the weekend at the beach, man. It's not my lighting, y'all. I'm looking like a boiled lobster tail over here right now. Yeah. But you guys can look this up. This is the real deal, right? In December 2023, basically about 2.5 years ago, a dead X account. A dead X account means that somebody opened an account and just never did anything with it. That's what's a dead X account called. Oh, it's not? Oh, that's true. It's true. Oh, it's true. So yeah, somebody put some thought into it. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Oh man, I actually hope Jay. We're not doing a whole episode here where you're not speaking, because I don't think I have this. I don't think I have this mic set up for you here, real quick, boy. Let me see. Oh yeah, yeah. I hear you, but I don't know if OBS is picking you up, man. Actually, I know it's not, man. Oops. Got to be kidding me here. Let there be sound.
Well, I haven't said anything significant anyway. So
okay, there you go. All right. Well, I'm gonna edit that. Right.
okay, cool.
I'm gonna edit that right there, man. All right. So yeah. So, anyways, thanks for joining me, Jay. How was your weekend?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Jay, if you might not have heard this, man. Some guy tried to run through the White House and take out the president over lunch there. So over the White House Correspondence Dinner. I apologize there, right? And you were just breaking down, Jay, the time machine preceding theory. Or no, I'm sorry. I take that back. We were talking about the dead X account.
We were just looking at we were looking at the Twitter account, right? So the Twitter account was created in December of 2023, and people were saying dead X account, but it's not really a dead X account because there's an avatar and like a background.
Mm-hmm.
Like they chose these things.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is like I'd kind of like deep dove into the symbolism there. I think everyone recognizes Pepe the Frog.
Correct.
Right. And so you've got Pepe the Frog, and then the background, the banner is from an art project from like May of 2022,
right?
Called The Time Machine.
Yeah, right. Interesting. Can't make this up, man.
Right.
Right.
And so there's only one post made on December 21st, which is a significant event, because you got to think about what happened on December 21st, 2023. They literally created an account to make one post, Cole Allen, the name of the person who was the shooter
suspected shooter. Well, he's the shooter. They've already identified him on that, man.
Right.
And I got to tell you, Jay, man, I can't wrap my mind. I cannot wrap my mind around this, man. Like,
yeah, that one's pretty weird, right?
Yeah. What gets me is that people say that it's scripting, aka preceding, right?
Right.
And if that's the case, man, then that means that the next 10 years or whatever, they've already detailed exactly what's going to happen, exactly what's going to go on, exactly what they're doing, right? It's already been detailed, right? And that's one theory. But man, like I just like that's just to me, man. I that's like the Truman Show. Like that blows my mind away, bro.
Blows
like
your mind, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's unpack that for a minute, right?
Yeah, right.
Let's unpack it because it was a very purposeful thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like this account with this symbolism was created specifically for this task.
Correct.
Right? So if you have an account on X that, almost 3 years ago posted the name of someone important, you have to like analyze the whole thing then at that point, right?
Yeah.
Like that becomes evidence, right? So look at the significance of Pepe the Frog, right? So that's like the symbol of like, so Pepe the Frog is chaos.
Yeah.
This is managed chaos. That would be what that particular symbol would mean. Like the gentlemen are in charge of the chaos.
Yeah, right.
Do you see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So meaning this is professional.
And
then they say time machine, right? That's the significance of the other thing. And it was digital. So that's important too, right? So, I mean, analyzing it and going deeper, I would say this was a managed event. That's my analysis if somebody asked for my professional opinion, right? So you got to think the significance of that, meaning that this event was planned at least 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Or I have a theory about that as well. But then you have to look at some people are coming up with connections as well. What
Yeah,
cool,
there's connections. We'll hit those connections in a second, man. What's going on, Robert?
Okay.
Robert joined the chat. Robert, sorry, I think I had Jay muted earlier in the show, brother. So I'll have to edit that out tomorrow. We'll do post editing magic. I'll try to add that back in there. Thanks for hanging out with us, bro. So yeah, Jay, that's the thing too. And I tell you, like, my mind, I don't like things. I don't like clowns. I don't like antique furniture, and I don't like surprises, right? And I don't like things that my mind can't rationalize. And I can rationalize a lot. Like, oh, that's a dog man. Oh, that's a Bigfoot. Oh, that's a portal.
And yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can rationalize.
You've got a very open mind.
Yeah, right. I can rationalize a lot, man. But man, I'm having a hard time rationalizing this. And I also, too, I know how the Freemasons work. I know how they operate, how they get down. Used to be one. Everybody knows that. I know how they think. I know order out of chaos. But I'm telling you, man, if this was a scripted event from 2.5, 3 years ago that they laid this out to plan this up to do, right? Then I'm greatly underestimating the abilities of these people, right? Or certain individuals within this group, right? But man, I cannot wrap my mind. I'd rather it be a time machine. I'm serious, man. I'm not even lying, bro. I would rather it be a time machine, man. Have you ever seen the movie The 13th Warrior?
I've seen pieces of it, but I don't
there's a scene in that movie, man, where, you know, one of the guy rides out and they think it's a dragon coming, but it turns out it's like this cavalry with torches, and it looks like a fireworm coming down the mountain. And he goes back and he goes, "Did you see it?" And he goes, "Yes, cavalry, thousands and thousands of cavalry." And he goes, "I'd rather fight a dragon." That's for me. That's the same thing. If this is planned out, man, I'm hoping it's time travel, man. That's what I'm hoping it is, right? But something's telling me that it's not, man. Something's telling me that this is something elaborate. This is something. I don't think that this was something off the cuff planned, right? We talk about how two things can be true at the same time. I've covered on our other show this thing called loosh, which is basically an African word for harvesting negative energy, right? And it goes into the whole reptilian thing about how they feed off negative energy, right? And reptilians are all over social media right now, man. Like, people are coming up, and I've actually talked in great detail on how I thought the reptile in the Garden of Eden was a reptilian being, not a talking snake, right?
Well, I mean, it's a serpent, and that can mean it depends on how it's translated. Correct,
right? So, yeah, man. I don't know what this is, bro. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know. I cannot wrap my mind around it. Again, because I'm not a trust the plan dude. I've talked about this before, and I've talked about this a lot of time, right?
I think, like you said, two things can be true.
Right.
Right. Here's my theory. That was just a marker. That tweet. Have you ever heard of the company Cambridge Analytica?
No.
I sent you the link. You should watch that. You should watch the documentary.
Okay.
It'll make your brain explode. So Cambridge Analytica, to put a long story short, was a private psyops company that did a lot of advertising work during the 2012 to 2016-ish time frame, right? Mm-hmm. So they were like political strategists, but political strategists with a little bit of a twist, right? So they found a way to find the most influenceable people on social media. And so they would target those people with certain ideological worldviews, right? So they would it was basically performing psyops on private citizens to sway elections, right? Like that. If you want to just get down to brass tacks,
Right, right.
that's what it was. They were running psyops on people through social media. Um, it was kind of a thing in the 2016 election, because Bannon hired them
Right.
and was like real close with them, right? The company dissolved, I think, because of the controversy associated with that, how much they influenced the election, and they quietly disappeared, right? But those people aren't like gone.
Mm-hmm.
That technology isn't like gone, and I imagine it's been 10 years. If it was good at what it did then, I'm sure it's great at what it does now.
Yeah, and Bannon was really close with Island Boy, and they just don't talk about that. Like he's just as knee deep in there as well. But again, do you want to know why this time travel preceding theory jams me up? It's because I'm
Why?
really God has blessed me, man, with a few gifts, man, and one of them is being able to quickly determine the end game right at the very beginning of what's going on, right? Like I kind of know how a scenario will play out, right? I don't see the end game in this. I don't see again, and how people reach out to me saying that again. No offense, I'm not a trusted plan guy, but people have told me that no, this is the psy-op was made to be so poorly on purpose because they want everybody to know it was a psy-op. Of course, you just know how it just runs, right? But I'm telling you right now that if their goal is to make Trump the most hated dude in America or the laughing stock of America or just, in general, right? Like, just a buffoon, it's working. And I don't understand that. I don't understand that. So look, and I let me just run this stream of thought out real quick, man. No one believes in our political system anymore except people who don't know how to change the password on their emails. That's it. Nobody else believes in it, right? There is no left. There is no right. They all make each other rich. They wound each other verbally, but they never go for the kill. No one is ever arrested. No one's ever prosecuted, no matter how heinous the crimes, right? How heinous.
Theater.
It's theater,
They're
right?
playing the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's to
theater.
keep people.
Yeah.
It's to keep the masses, to keep the illusion up. And I think,
Yeah.
it's all to keep the illusion up.
So I don't understand at this point. We know that Island Boy exists. We know that there's about 1,000 people on this planet that are in that emails going back and forth. They're all in the ultra wealthy class. They all, they want to act like it was some kind of like prostitution thing. It really wasn't. There was child sacrifice in there, cannibalism in there.
No, dude, it was all. It was.
You name it.
Bananas.
Every piece of debauchery in there was in there, right?
Yeah.
Like he was getting a pint of Mormon blood a month for reasons I don't even understand what that is, right? So just weird stuff, right?
Weird stuff.
So at this point, I don't understand this move. I don't understand this move, right? I don't understand it, right?
Well,
and that's what throws me because I can't figure out what the end game is. I can't figure out like, hey, what is the play here? What is the play, right?
Maybe you don't have enough context.
Maybe we don't.
Maybe you're not looking at the right thing.
Yeah.
Because there's some connections here that are interesting.
Well, run them down, man. What you got here? What's connect? Right. Let's play connect. Let's play connect the active shooter. Go.
Let's go. All right. So let's look at two people, right? There's two people involved in this investigation as far as we're concerned. There's Cole Allen, who is the actual, we'll call him the AC or the AS, right?
Got it.
And then we have Henry Martinez, which is the Twitter account, right? So, you know how the internet being the internet, they looked for a bunch of Henry Martinez, right?
Mhm.
Well, it just so happens that Henry Martinez, well, not saying the, but Henry Martinez was a chief engineer at Lockheed Martin.
Right. Okay. Bring in the military industrial complex.
So
Go.
in 2014, Cole Allen was a NASA JPL intern. That was the year that Henry Martinez wrote a paper for NASA paper for JP. Like they were both working for NASA at the same time.
Right.
That's what was interesting. Back in 2014, right? It's just weird, right? That those paths crossed.
Yeah.
So here's another interesting fact about December 21st, 2023, right? That's the winter solstice. It's the longest night.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Which I thought just a data point to add, right? Symbolism is obviously part of this because the Twitter account
it's the prompt
with the name had symbolism, had Pepe the Frog on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not just something that, was a default. They pick these things. So if you're going to pick it apart, right? The manifesto looks like it was a ChatGPT hallucination, but that's a thing, right? But December 21st, 2023. Yeah, right. Jammed it out real quick on ChatGPT. So the date. Let's go back to the date because that's where I lost my point, right? So the December 21st, 2023 was the same day as a massive student shooting in Prague. Right.
Wow. Right.
So there was a mass shooting in Prague by a very similar assailant. So it's weird, right? That night that he posted Cole Allen, there was a mass shooting somewhere else by someone from a very similar background.
Yeah. And here's a connection for you. Evidently, he knows J.D. Vance's wife. Cole Allen knew her. They were in a commercial or something together back in the day. So I didn't know. Yeah. So Cole Allen and J.D. Vance's wife knew each other, and they were in a commercial.
Or they at least met at one point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. So, but they're coming out now saying that they knew of each other. I don't know. I said they were friends or whatever. He was in a BlackRock commercial, which is the same as the Butler guy was in a BlackRock commercial as well, right? And again, if you go down that rabbit hole about BlackRock and how it's actually a cult for Saturn, for it's the Jewish cult where they wear the thing on their forehead right here, right, like that, man, the little box, which Mark Levin's a part of, by the way. And they said they found a post of him wearing an IDF sweatshirt. Plus, Google Trends spiked his name 12 hours in Israel pre-event. So I don't know. Again,
all the anomalies.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's weird, right? Because that happens. The name spiking thing has been happening for a bunch of active shooter stuff.
Yeah, and people are coming out saying that's how they activate MK Ultra candidates, right? They somehow Google activates it, right? And it kicks them in there to do it. I know MK Ultra is real. It's been going on since the good Lord, the 50s or whatever.
But I don't even think they're doing MK Ultra anymore. I think they've taken MK Ultra digital.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was talking about with the Cambridge Analytica thing.
Probably. Yeah.
If you can use social media to influence someone to do a specific thing, like go get a gun and, do the thing, right? They can have a pool of candidates that they can activate when they need the thing done.
Yeah. Yes. So, well, I find that odd. I find all this a little bit fiduciary, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, man. I created a word just to describe this one big giant thing, mess of fiduciariness right here.
There's just weird little things here. And then you think about, well, if they were both at JPL and Lockheed Martin,
Hmm.
weren't some of the scientists who have disappeared
Yeah,
part of that
yeah,
as well?
yeah. And here's the thing I look into as well when it comes to these uh, bundles of people that they get together to come through. Because again, man, I'm a firm believer that there's nothing random. These people are bred for this. I mean, it is. You know, one of the things that when I've studied, I don't want to give these people too much of a platform, but people who perform ritual sacrifice breed children for that purpose, for that single
Yeah,
purpose, right? To have it right. And we've
I've
talked about
heard.
we talked about also too how you know they take kids. You ever seen the movie The Hitman, where they take all those boys, shave their heads, giving them it's
Yeah,
based off video.
give them barcodes.
I actually believe that. I believe that's real. No, actually, I believe that's real because it wasn't created by the U.S. It was perfected by the Soviet Union, right? Taking boys,
Mm,
war orphans, specifically war orphans and girls, right? And turning the girls into honeypots at young ages, you know, just indoctrinating them. Mother Russia, father, Mother Russia, Mother Russia, turning these boys into these, you know, these sleeper cells. And it's not even really an original thought. It actually that technique, since I'm a history nerd, actually was perfected pre-Edo period in Japan. And what it was is it was a shinobi practice. Most shinobis were, you know, real life ninjas, but they would have 3, sometimes 5 wives, right? And they would breed with these wives, right? And what they would do is they would train the children up until the age of, like, you know, 15, 16, 17 years old, right? How to kill. And then they lords would pay them large sums of money to plant these children in other daimyos, you know, basically local rulers' homes as like, you know, maids,
awesome.
cleaners,
Yeah,
concubines, or
right.
whatever. And the event that they ever needed to make a move, no matter how long that girl or that boy was in there, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, sometimes not at all, when they activated, they would kill. We're talking about a 30 or 40 or 50-year, you know, stretch, right?
Yeah,
And they would
yeah,
still, you know, and if it was said, do it, they would do it, right?
yeah.
And so I don't know, like when I like again, there is a fun rabbit hole I want to go down is that in the late 60s, the uh, CIA brought in a army officer who was a Satanist, and he was big into the occult, to study poltergeist activity, how to weaponize it or whatever. And he looks like he could be Erica Kirk's and JD Vance's father. I'm not even lying, bro. And if you take JD half of JD Vance's face and half of Erica Kirk's face and line it up with his face, it's a match. And when I saw Erica Kirk uh, give JD Vance a hug right after Charlie Kirk died, I saw the women going insane talking about how she was rubbing the back of his head, right? Like, how do you know this guy, right? And again, when you go into another fun rabbit hole, Michael Aquino is that the what's going on, Rose, in the chat? I don't know. Michael Aquino, he might be the CIA Satanist dude or whatever. But if you go into the CIA rabbit hole of early controversial bands, going back all the way to the Doors, Jim Morrison or whatever, there was this town that they were living in somewhere in California or whatever, where all these people were coming out, right? And Jim Morrison of the Doors, his father was CIA. Uh, you go and look at, I'm drawing a blank on it. He was just in another movie or whatever, man. It'll come to me in a second. But the one that got my attention on it is how Kurt Cobain caught wind that his wife, Courtney Love, and his drummer, David Gruhl, who both have ties to the CIA, were planted into his band. And the real reason why they killed Kurt Cobain, this is actually coming out right now as well. The real reason why they killed Kurt Cobain, because he was going to go solo, right? And it actually turns out that Courtney Love had a band. They sang a song called Malibu. I can't remember the name of it or whatever, right? But they have very deep CIA ties and were distributing LSD at a lot of their concerts, right? Like literally, like it was coming through, right? Performing mass, experiments at her what you remember the name of her band?
Hole.
Hole, yeah, Hole, the band Hole, right? Yeah, the band Hole, right? And so when I look at that and I see that all these people on this staged actors, and some guy sent me this thing and he was talking about he told me I used to be at the CIA, right? And then I quit, man. And have a good one, Rose, no worries. And he said that the first thing you learn when they tell you when you get to the CIA is you're going to learn who really runs the world. And the second thing you're going to struggle with is dealing with it. That's what people talk about. You can look this up, man. This was trending like 2 days ago, right?
Yeah, I saw. I think it's Andrew Bustamante.
Yeah, and so
Was it? Yeah, because but I have problems with him, dude.
yeah, but when I look, so when I look at it, right, and I look at this guy, right, I look at the fiduciary that's going on here, right, and I look at the study on how the CIA almost exclusively recruits from Harvard, and they almost exclusively start recruiting kids who apply at Harvard. Like they get them at high school, right? They start going at them at high school, right, to bring them in. And when I see how these guys move and I see how these guys operate, and I understand and when I take the larger lens of things, right, like, politics is a joke. It's a total joke, man. It's the whole days of our lives with Trump is a joke. At the very top is this demon worshiping alien, you name it, whatever, man, reptilian thing, it's what it is, right? And you can't, you can't rule it out, man.
So you've got all those conferences that happen, right?
Right.
Like the G7 summit and Bilderberger and all those things. You think that those people, it's funny to me, people will say, oh, it's just, it's just a thing for them to meet or whatever. It's just talking about economics. They're talking about economics.
Yeah,
They're talking about where the money is going in the world and what they're going to do with it. And that affects you. This is essentially an unelected, oversight, right?
Overlords.
You can't do something, right? You can't do something if it's bad for the banks, right?
Yeah.
Unless the really, really, and I'm talking about the really wealthy people, not like Donald Trump.
Yeah, no.
The important people that have been around, that have family names that have been around for centuries, right?
Yeah, the Windsor family is worth $32 trillion.
All those old
dollars.
Right, all that old money. Right?
He's in D.C. right now.
Where they don't even know how. What was that guy? The Sultan of something. The Sultan of Brunei. They're not even sure how much money he has.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah. And so those are the ones, man, 21 generation inbred is what they really are, right? 21 generation inbred to go in there to have the real power. Trump is not a power. He's not a power player. And again, I'm not dunking on Trump today, but he's not a power player. I talked about why Trump built Mar-a-Lago. There's a club. I live in Florida. There's a club literally right almost damn near across the street from Mar-a-Lago where Trump tried to join. And they told him no. And so all the other elites were over there. Well, I don't call them elites, but all the other, Island Boy and his friends were over there, and Trump wouldn't get in there. So Trump actually bought and, repurposed Mar-a-Lago in there, right? He's not a power player, right? And again, I see people talking about best president in their lives and, he's doing the Lord's work. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What? So, but again,
I would have thought that the picture of him as Jesus would have put most of the Christian nation over the line.
It did. So again, his approval rating right now is about a 15. It is. And they threw 30. They threw 33 up there like that. 30. It's always 33, right? It's 33 everywhere you go, right? But it's around 15 right now. And again, Trump also is I heard Tucker Carlson gave a good analogy on it. He says that, he knew him very well, and they're not on talking terms right now. But he says, he knew Trump had a lot of character.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah, he knew he had a lot of character flaws, right? He says, but despite that, he said he thought his intentions was good. Like you can deal with, like again, results oriented, right? Results oriented, right?
I get it.
If mortgage rates right now were 2.7%, Doge checks were flowing, tariffs were still in effect, no war was going on, and he could take all of Canada and people would be clapping and they're, yeah, good job, man. But it's not.
I mean, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like if he would have done what he said he was going to do.
Exactly.
In like any of the capacities, it would have been a mark in his favor. I don't know that, like, he ran on the economy and didn't improve it.
Yeah, you know how I like my presidents? You know how I like them? I don't want to see them until 3 years and 8 months later. Go do your job. I don't want to hear your mouth.
Right.
I don't want to go to war. I don't want people to go to war. I don't want gas at $6. I don't care. You do all the blow and have all the sex you want in DC. They're all doing it. Go do it. I don't care. I don't want to hear you until then, right?
Right.
And that's the problem, man. It's a total train wreck on this whole thing, right? And so that's why they're taking full advantage of this, because they ran from the terrifying scene back to the White House, gave a speech, and then sat down with 60 Minutes talking about how he's not a pedophile. Okay, that ain't staged at all, right? But because I'm me, I can tell you exactly why this was not a serious mass shooting event, and it was 100% staged, based purely on the logistics of downtown Washington, D.C., which I used to live near. If you've ever been to D.C. and the president goes anywhere, they shut down the roads 3 blocks out. You can't get within 3 blocks of the president, no matter, unless he's in the White House, right? You can't get within 3 blocks of it, right? And people don't understand this about D.C. It's all one-way streets. It's all it is. It's horrible. It's terrible.
It's amazing.
You go down there and they tell you not to go down this road. You don't know what the hell to do, where to go, or whatever, this, that, and the other, man. You can't get turned around, right? So if he was in this Hilton or wherever he was at, right? He was in there. 3 blocks out, no cars are getting in. That's number one. Number two, walking down those streets in DC, right? You have no idea what, with a shotgun, knives, all this other crap he was supposed to have on him or whatever, whatnot, would not happen. There are cops everywhere. And you know what else DC has
everywhere,
a ton of?
Everywhere on a good night.
On a good night, man. And you know what else DC has everywhere? Karens. Out of shape, Subaru drivers wearing spandex pants, telling you to not walk on the sidewalk, pick the poop up after your dog. Grab them by the fousey hats or whatever down there, protesting or whatever. They're everywhere, right? Dressed up like the handmaids from that movie or whatever, The Handmaid's Tale. They never leave. They are everywhere, right?
There's a lot of people all around all the time.
And to get into that hotel that the president's in, you have to go through what they call 3 layers of security. 3 layers of security is, first, you can't drive. So you have to be on foot. That's layer 1. Number 2, you have to get into the perimeter. The perimeter is the outside of the hotel. Whenever the president's in there, yes, blue hair. Yeah, you got it. You got it, Robert. When the president's inside, you can't just walk into that hotel, period. You can't just go in there. They won't let you in there, right? And they have first responders, SWAT teams, this, that, and the other, right, in there. That's the second shell. Now, the third shell is to get on whatever floor or whatever, underneath, again, underneath or above or in the venue, you can't do it. Because, again, those are invitation-only people that have checks or whatever. You're telling me my man gets on a train from San Francisco or wherever he's at, takes a 5-day ride with homemade shotguns, gets through DC traffic, walking on foot. By the way, he booked a room 4 months in advance for $3,000. Make that make sense. Trump wasn't even staged, confirmed to go there. Gets through the first 3 layers and does a Naruto run. I'm going for it. Down the hallway, and then in the Secret Service are flopping around like fish and shooting at the ceilings or whatever. bro, this was not real. I don't know what
It was
event.
like
I
the
don't. Yeah,
Stormtrooper Brigade.
yeah. This is not real. I don't know if it's time traveling, MK Ultra, NASA,
I think I think somebody I think
false flag. It is.
I think it was I mean I have a crazy theory,
Let me hear it because I can tell you what it's
right?
not. Yeah.
The who would hold the UAP stuff?
Let's see.
North or
Northrop
Lockheed,
Grumman.
right?
Yeah, probably Lockheed and
Lockheed,
Martin, Northrop Grumman, man. So yeah, those two.
right? So you have a bunch of scientists going missing from the
Hmm.
same lab that this kid interned at.
Hmm.
You have a weird account calling it 2 years in advance, something like
Right.
that, right?
Yeah.
All linked to all of this is linked back to like rocket scientists.
Oh, and by the way.
It's weird how it's all like connected that way.
Oh, and I left one thing out, man. There's food trucks everywhere. Basically,
Oh yeah.
challah and shawarma. All these Pakistani people are down there, all over these. Make it make sense. I'm not joking. I almost drug a dude
Yeah.
from freaking
I think
Kandahar out of a food truck and stomped his ass one time behind the White House, literally behind the White House, right? Yeah, so they're everywhere. So yeah, you're not walking in there, bro. Again, it's a joke, right? But yeah, to answer your question, Jay, Northrop Grumman or whatever, this UAP, and again, it's about free energy. It's about free energy, right? It's what it's about with these UAPs
yeah.
or whatever. It's
But
about
see
the propulsion systems.
if they do an investigation or if they disclose this stuff, right? If they demand the artifacts and they demand
Yeah.
disclosure, then whoever like so if there's a crash retrieval program
Yes.
and Lockheed runs it, they get first crack at whatever they bring
Yeah.
in, right?
Yeah.
So if they lost exclusive access to that, there's a lot of dead projects there.
Yeah. And again, I tell people too that when people hear me say that there is crash retrieval programs, but these craft are not coming from outer space. They're coming from the Earth. They're already here. We're knocking them down somehow, and we're going to get them. And we actually could be knocking down other countries' UFOs. We could, who knows what it is, right? We could be knocking down their UAPs or whatever to do it. But it's definitely something going on with this whole thing. But yeah, man, it always, for me, I'm not a trusted plan guy. Trump needed congressional approving. Lindsey Graham's talking about putting a bill in to build the data center to get the spy network up or whatever. And his approval rating is in the dump. And I also, for some reason, I don't put this past Trump. He can't be quiet. He has to have something, a storm every week to go on, and it's a slow week. It's a slow week, man.
Yeah.
Hey, let's got it. You know, it's a slow week, right? And
it's
so
just so weird and random.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's so out of nowhere.
Yeah. So, but what strikes me is that what strikes me, what I found the more oddest about the whole thing, right? And a lot saying odd, is that I'm actually surprised more people didn't buy it. But I mean, like the majority, like 70% of the people, like, yo, this is bullshit. This ain't real. This is terrible. It's so fake, right? Yeah. They didn't buy it, right? And so that's the thing. And it quickly went from an assassination attempt to a mass shooting event, right? And again, they quickly changed that within 12 hours. And again, Trump was so shooken up. He gave a speech at the White House and did a 60-minute interview talking about how he's not a pedophile, right? And again, I don't think he is. I don't think he's in that. I think he's in there doing something, some things. You think he is, right? I don't think he is, but I think he's told. I think his daughter's in there. I really do. I think his daughter's in there because she's married to Jared Kushner, and I think she's in there doing things. And I think that's what he might be protecting. He might be in there doing some things. I don't know. It's total speculation. But I do know this, that man, that take it from a guy who's had think quick on his feet and make up a few stories to keep the cuffs off, right? This dude right here, right? That sometimes, man, out the story makes you more suspicious, right? Sometimes like the for example, he might not be in there, but his reaction to it makes it seem like he's in there, right? And that's the problem, man. And I forget what it was, and like the words is drawing a blank on me, man. But there's actually a word for it, man. That like like your appearance is making you look guilty. I forget what that's a sophisticated word for that, dude. But his appearance makes him look guilty, and it makes him look like he's covering for a lot of people that are in there for financial gain, which is disgusting, right?
I mean, he's already said that. Like, he has said, if the files get released, a lot of my friends will get hurt.
Yeah.
But, like, here's the thing, dude, and this is the way I look at things. And I told this to my kids. You are who you hang with.
Yeah. You're judged by the company you keep, 100%, man. Yeah.
Right?
And you're guilty by association.
Not only those things, but it has a tendency to influence your own behavior.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you and I wouldn't have been in some of this stupid situations we were in if it hadn't been for other people we were around.
That's true. It wasn't all my fault. Trust me. But yeah, so yeah.
It wasn't all your fault. Right? It wasn't all your fault.
Yep.
It just how it went down. Like, you are who you hang with. Everybody in a group influences each other's behavior, whether you believe it or not.
Yeah.
You can't be that close of friends with someone like him, who is a monster, essentially, right? Yeah. And not have some of that rub off on you.
Well, that's the thing to me that I try to. I don't understand the blind loyalty to him, because I've actually put, because of, for example, I'm not going to mention his name, man. Like, but me and this guy, man, we never got along. We never got along. He always gave me the creeps, right? He did. He this guy, you never met this cat before, actually, but like, he always gave me the creeps, right? This was my first duty station when I was in Japan, and we were somewhere, and man, this dude straight up said to me with a straight face, "Let's do X, Y, and Z." And I looked at him and I'm like, are you out of your mind? I mean, I literally looked at him like that, man. But the fact that he was so comfortable trying to include me into that, I said to myself, like, man, you know what, dude? And so from then on out, man, like, it was, hey, how you doing? It was head nods from then on out, man. And again, also too, it was to the point where, like, he used to drink Tanqueray a lot, right? Like, he used to drink this Tanqueray, right? And we were at an event, and I showed up a little saucy, right? Because I'd been drinking Coronas and Crown Royals all the day, right? And so we were at an event together, right? And he was there with, a couple of the guys I knew that I was actually close with. I went over there, how you doing? How you doing? Gave these guys a hug or whatever, man. And I was moving on, man. I was, just breezing through, right? I was going over there where the other guys are at. And he said something to me, man. He's like, yo, no hug? And I'm like, you don't want my hands on you, boy. That's literally what I said to him, right? And then he looked at me, I looked at him, and there was a second, man. Like, there was a second. He wasn't scared of me either. Right? He wasn't scared. Right. And it wasn't like I barked him down. Like, he was like, oh really? And I'm like, oh really? But there was that one little. That's the only time it ever happened, man. Like, it's like I'm saying, it's the only time it ever happened, man. It was a little quick, a dust off, man. But he was a creep, man. He was a weirdo, right? And I refused to hang out with him. I wouldn't hang out with him, man. I wouldn't include him. I wouldn't go anywhere with him, man. I told a couple of the other guys, hey, look, man, watch your six around this dude, man. Like, this dude, he's
got some tastes that are not.
Yeah, no, this guy's weird. I said, yeah, man, this dude, man, is, yeah, man, he's a criminal, man. Like,
he was in trouble.
He'll get you the death penalty, man. This guy's a criminal, right? Like, that's how bad this guy was, right? And again, I tell people all the time, man, like, if you've never been in the military and you think you have this perception of the military, like we're all these guys are like, Eagle Scouts,
straight legs, GI Joes, right?
Some of those guys in there are Eagle Scouts, but the majority of them are just a bunch of poor broke boys trying, to get through life.
Yeah.
But you have I would say probably 2 or 3% thug criminals, like murderers, right? You got guys that are in there that are just absolute freaking
They didn't have a choice.
savages, right? Like savages, right? Like when I watched the Vietnam movies back in the day where they're like, just randomly popping women and kids or whatever, I believe it. I really do, man.
Yeah,
I absolutely believe it. Right? Yeah, collecting ears and stuff.
Absolutely.
I believe it, right? And so he was one of those dudes, man. And I was like, you know what, man, I'm a happy drinker. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to laugh and cut up, right? So this guy, man, we didn't mix, man. But anyways, that's your C story for today, right? But anyway, so yeah, guys, yeah, that's the vibes I get with Trump, man. Is that you can't run with this dude for 14 years, and he did. He did. They kicked it for 14 years, bro, and not be in a situation where he didn't say something weird that you were like, what?
Yep.
What'd you just say? What? Like what? What'd you just say?
It's not possible.
It's not possible, man. It's absolutely not possible for you to kick it like that for so long, to hang out with him, to do X, Y, and Z. And this dude, knowing his proclivities, man, or his taste in life, or something weird would not come up to make you like give you that,
with some
like,
of the things he said, with some of the things he said, and some of the just the off the cuff comments he's made, and actions there, it's all very suspect to me. Like that he wasn't involved.
Yeah, and the thing about it too is that like he had a rep. Like this didn't come out of nowhere. Like he had a reputation, man, and other people avoided him.
Yeah.
And so you would have to say it, but the other day, man, I don't know what's in them files, man. I do know that the 60-minute. Have you seen the 60-minute videos about how he's getting mad? I mean, like
no, I can't watch it. I avoid it. I just can't watch.
Yeah. Well, anyways, man,
I do the targeted research for the show, and then try to. Otherwise, I try to avoid it because at this point, like, what's the point? Like, first of all, politics. You and I both know. We both believe it's just a big dog and pony show.
It is,
right?
man. It's all or nothing.
It's pay no attention to the man behind the curtain kind of stuff, right? And so I just want it to go back to like what you said. The president's there to do a job. Congress is there to do a job.
Yeah.
Go do your jobs, right? Handle the things in the country that need to be handled, like infrastructure and education and medical care, right? Like let's tackle some of these 3 issues alone will keep you busy for the next decade.
Yeah.
Right? Buckle down and get some work done.
Yeah, right.
Otherwise I don't want to hear from you.
I don't want to hear your mouth.
Right? Like,
I don't.
We're paying for you to be there, and you're paying for you to be there. Like, are you there to just make money? Because that's basically kind of where we're at right now, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're not even doing the thing that we've asked you to do. You're not even really doing your job. You're pretending to do your job, and then you're collecting this huge paycheck for it.
Correct. And that's the thing too. The fact that I know who Lindsey Graham is makes me mad at myself. Makes me want to put my own face in the drywall. The fact that I know who this guy, a senator from South Carolina. Why would I even know? Again, I could not tell you who the senator from Oklahoma is, or Idaho, or Iowa,
we shouldn't have to care about that.
Yeah. Why do I need to know why do I know who Lindsey Graham is, bro? Right. So yeah. Anyways, coming up on time. We ran a few minutes over. If you stuck around this long, I apologize, man. I cut Jay off. I didn't have his mic clicked on over here a little bit for the first 5 minutes, man. I'll try to clean that up as much as possible tomorrow, man. But I'm not taking it down. If you want perfect, you came to the wrong side of the neighborhood, y'all.
Yep.
But anyways, this is the Daily Enigma. We are the sister channel of the Ancient Enigma Files. We have our main show over there called Enigma Cast, where we actually do factual, deep dive based information, where we bring the receipts. Over here, we're kind of loosey-goosey. We do our research of the day. That's why it's called the Daily Enigma. And we get to talk more about what we feel as our passion or our opinion or our life lessons allow us to do. So if you stuck around this long, give us a thumbs up, give us a thumbs down. Let me know how to improve it if you want to, or just hit that subscribe button on the way out. It doesn't cost you anything. Helps our algorithm out again. So as I said, and we are streaming on every single major streaming platform on the planet. So type it in, Enigma Daily, and you can hang out with us on your way to work. Jade, you got anything, big guy?
Not much, man. Just I keep going down this rabbit hole, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens next.
We'll see what happens next, guys.
Weird timeline.
And we'll see you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock, Tuesday night show. Jay, we're out. See you tomorrow, boys.
Subscribe now and turn on notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.